Hello again, this is Foghorn with another installment of Flight School Academics for the 20th of April, 2954 or 2024 if you're stuck in the past. This presentation is part of an ongoing series of academics for the members of the Royal Republic, the premier role-playing organization on Star Citizen. If you are new to the Republic or visiting for the first time, let me start by saying welcome. Glad to have you with us. Love to hear from you if you're interested in hearing more from us. We're a lawful good organization focused on roleplay exploration and social interaction. We're currently active in recruiting on Spectrum and Gilded. Okay, tonight, money making. We're going to talk about trading. We talked about hauling last week. Trading, we'll go ahead and talk about the process loop, the equipment locations, and some notes about it. This is fairly quick, and then we'll go inside the game and go see what damage what nonsense we can get up to. All right, so the process is very similar to the hauling missions, except for that these have no missions on the contract manager, because the difference between hauling, aka the delivery missions, and trading is whose money you're using. In trading, you're using your money to buy a commodity in quantity, buy low, transport it somewhere, and sell it someplace else high. And so there is no contract mission for that, because you are working for yourself, using your own cash and your own ship to haul said commodity from A to B. So what can you use for vehicles? Pretty much almost anything that has a cargo grid. So that leaves pretty much the entire Star Citizen gamut, with the exception of anything that doesn't have a cargo bay with a cargo grid, which is pretty much takes all your like single seat fighters and stuff like that out of the running for that, because they don't have that installed. Optional equipment, again, the multi-tool with the TrueHold tractor beam attachment and or the tractor beam rifle tool will help you hand maneuver those SEL boxes if you need to around. But considering right now trading happens from a terminal that will auto load onto your cargo grid. For now, that's changing in 3.23.x, but you really don't need those, because you're actually probably not going to be handling the boxes unless you want to for some reason. You'll purchase at a kiosk, it'll just autofill your cargo grid in your ship. You'll fly to the new location, you'll sell it, it'll sell straight from the cargo grid, and you actually don't have to ever touch the boxes. All right, so locations associated with this. First off, in your Mobiglass, you can find some possible good trade deals by looking in the journal for the updated commodity prices. Those will also give you notes. You'll get a notification across the top of your screen if you're not looking into your Mobiglass at the time. This system right now simply tells you places that have overstock and understock and what their current buying and selling prices are. So you can find some occasional legs in there where something is being sold low at location X, where you could buy it and then transport it to location Y, where it's being purchased for high. And you could do the inverse of that. So you could buy low and sell high. On the internet, just like things like Urkel Games is good for figuring out, swapping out components on your ship and weapons and stuff. There are player-made, fan community made websites that data mine the patch, and then you can use these to find out logistical routes and where good trades are at and stuff like that. Galactic Logistics, or Galog as everybody calls it, or SE Trade Tools are two of the most popular, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good, well-made tools to be online tools to be able to find and plan out trade routes and trade triangles and trade squares and all that. All right, some simple tactics and techniques and procedures, TTPs, for this kind of stuff. Money management is the biggest thing when you're talking about trading, because it's your money, and this isn't a contract. So, of course, like I said already, buy low, sell high. That's how you make a profit. Pretty simple. The third thing is, remember to never commit all of your money. There's a technique out there. Everybody calls it the 50% technique. Never risk more than 50% of your total cash in your account for any one trade, because that way, if you do end up losing that load to piracy, your flying stupidity, 30K. Yeah, I know there's 30K protection nowadays. Okay. But anything, crash handler, or any of the other million ways that Star Citizen can screw you out of successfully completing the trade. That way you you never risk all your money. You never risk more than half your money. So you at least have half your money to try to rebuild after you if you end up having one of those tragedies befall you. Cargo management. So what choice of vehicle? If you have multiple vehicles, then your vehicle of choice is going to kind of depend on a couple of factors. And these are very soft, but this is all sort of technical, or these are techniques, not procedures. So if you're using that 50% of your money technique, then you want to basically take your vehicle capacity times the commodity price should not exceed that 50% technique. So if the best you got is a Cutlass Black with 46 SCU, then you probably want to find a commodity whose price times 46 does not exceed that 50%. The other way to maximize your profit is to avoid deadhead runs. So you want to be looking to create trading loops where you pick up commodity A from one place, fly it to a different place, sell that, pick up commodity B at the second place, fly to the third place, sell commodity B, pick up commodity C, fly it back to the first place and sell it there to just continue that loop. Other things to worry about: route management. If you're worried about folks griefing you in various ways, then one option is to purchase fighter escorts to go get your buds to fly with you. But the downside of that is you're going to have to pay them. You're going to have to give them some portion of the profits, so this cuts into your profits of hiring escorts. Another way is using dog legs to avoid the potential QED traps, the quantum entanglement quantum entanglement device that can pull you out of quantum travel and hold you down and not let you or prevent you from being able to get back into quantum travel, which is the typical tactic. You can use a dog leg, which is, so say you're going from Crusader, you're buying somewhere over in the Crusader portion of the system over to the Microtech planetary system, somewhere over there is your sell point. Okay, well, the griefers and PvPers all know what those good rates are. If you can use Galog, so can they. And they're, of course, going to be setting up snare areas, entrapment areas, right at the, usually out towards the destination end, so that the width of their quantum snare is catches as many angles as it can. So the technique is to not fly to your destination, but to go off to someplace else, to quantum travel off to an alternative destination, such as Arc L4 in this scenario. And then when you get 2/3 of the way there, do an interrupt on your quantum drive by either powering down or turning your quantum drive off, so that you drop out of quantum when you're about 2/3 of the way ish to the false destination, and then turning and spooling on your actual real target, so that you come in from enough of an angular offset that you should miss any of those snares that they've set up along the expected trade route. So in other words, if they're going to set up on what's expected, so don't do what's expected, do something different. Other thing to remember to maximize your profits when it comes to route management is think about the speed of the money. So you want to minimize route length if you can. You want to minimize the amount of time in quantum travel if you can, and then minimize the transit time from your ship to the kiosk, because you can't, just because you can land at a place fairly quick, if it takes you forever, because you have to, get off your ship, ride an elevator, to ride a tram, to run across, to ride another elevator, to get to the TDD to be able to sell something, then all of that time is just slowing down how fast you're earning that money through trading. So this is kind of why traders will tend to want to avoid having to go to the 4 major landing zones, is because of all of those transit that you got to do just to get over to the TDD and the kiosk. A lot of times you're forced to do it no matter what. There are some techniques for getting around those. Some of the cities have alternate ways of getting in New Babbage is one, Lorville is another, where you can actually land much closer and not have to ride the trams and the trains to get there. So find somebody who knows about those if you're interested. All right. Vehicle security is another thing to worry about if you're out hauling and doing trading. So you're going to be, if you have a larger ship and you're going to be obviously dealing in very large quantities of commodities, which means a lot of money, then just, keep the exterior of your ship closed to the max extent possible. When you have to open up the door to get in or out, make sure you pay attention who's lurking around you. That's the biggest thing. And then the other thing to do right now is a stowaway check. So when you get on your ship, you can open up your mobiGlas, go to the comm link, and if you look at the channel, there's a comm channel in your comm link specifically for your vehicle. It'll be named with your vehicle name and your name. If you click on that over on the left side, on the right side, it'll show a channel participant in the list, and you can actually see who's on that comm channel. Right now, there's no way around it, but coming in the near future, there will be. So right now, this still works. So if that's one of the first things that you get, while you're in an armistice zone, and before you take off, is to quickly do a stowaway check, because if there's anybody who's not supposed to be there on your ship, they will show up in that list. The other thing you need to worry about, and this is probably less well known, is you need to be very suspicious if an unknown package, if one of those boxes of an unknown box shows up on your ship somehow, and you did not personally put it there. One of the techniques that pirate players will use is they will go take a delivery mission. In other words, a box delivery mission. They'll go take a delivery mission, take the box, and they'll never go complete the mission. They'll just take the box. And then if they can get the box onto your ship somehow, like, you're maybe left your door open just long enough, they'll go put the box on your ship somewhere, and then they'll leave so that they don't show up on a stowaway check. You take off, but now on theirs, they have the delivery mission, which shows a objective marker on the box. And now that box is effectively a homing beacon on your ship. And they can share their delivery mission with all of their friends in their org, and then follow you around, watch what you're doing, wait for you to get all kinds of money or stuff aboard, and then take you out. So that's all of the trading things in a nutshell. So that wraps up this installment of Academics of Foghorn. Hope you found it interesting and helpful. If you have any questions I didn't answer, please feel free to contact me via email, Gilded Spectrum, or of course, comment section below. If you're watching this later, I'll answer to the best of my ability as quickly as I see it. Please hit those follows and subscribe buttons as appropriate. Comment your comments in the comments. We're always striving to improve our content. You can find out more information about the Aurora Republic at aurorarepublic.space, or of course on Spectrum at robertspaceindustriescom/org/AuroraRep. See you next time. Foghorn signing off, wishing you a very pleasant remainder of your afternoon, morning, and or evening. Thank you so very much for watching.